Hello everyone and welcome to my brand new video about Baldur's Gate 3 and also my brand new channel on YouTube. I hope you enjoy your stay as we're gonna go through everything that Larian announced yesterday, most importantly the new date of release of Baldur's Gate, but also in the coming days I'm gonna be uploading more stuff about the game, mostly builds and other fun stuff that you can expect before the release, so we can both prepare for the game, which I am very excited about. It's my most anticipated game of this year, and I am a D&D veteran, a RPG veteran. I've been playing those games for over 20 years, so I hope I can share my knowledge with you and you're gonna enjoy your stay. But most importantly, we are gathering here today to let you know about the new date of release that was moved ahead of schedule by 4 weeks. Now we're gonna be able to play Baldur's Gate 3 on August the 3rd, and if you have the early access edition, you're gonna be able to play in the early access, which is the 31st of July, and that progress will be saved and you'll be able to transfer it to the full game on August the 3rd. I believe that the first act gonna be available during those 3 days, and there's gonna be a lot of refreshing changes, Larian said, to the first act, so there's gonna be, well, new content to explore, new items to collect, and for the first time the progress will be saved and you'll be able to import the save, or it's just gonna still be there on August the 3rd, which is just an amazing information. So now we're gonna go further to what's most important. So all the announcements, all the changes that we have to go through today. Let me just scroll up all the way up because I am not prepared for my first video ever, because I am just like that and I am sorry for that in advance. We have the community update 20, a dragonborn, a half-orc and a monk walk into a tavern. Where to begin? This week have seen you take the streets of the lower city as amateur steeped in blood in Baldur's Gate, a community murder mystery. We know about that, you probably watched that, you probably know that we have this mini game that Larian released where we try to solve a mystery in Baldur's Gate. This is a nice flavorful thing to do before Baldur's Gate 3. I recommend you to check it out. And also, we have a ton of information to go through today, but we still have the panel from Hell on July 7th. I wonder what they're gonna show there. We know they're gonna show the new animations of Dragonborn, for example, and they're gonna probably showcase the monk. I wonder what else they're gonna show us, and I'm of course gonna be covering that as well, and we're gonna make a separate video about the panel from Hell. But in the meantime, it's time to talk about Baldur's Gate 3. But now, not as you know it, we're going to go in depth about some of the most anticipated details. Races and classes, we see your Control plus F Dragonborn, new origins and companion characters, the official level cap, new difficulty settings, and much more. So Larian is proudly announcing that they have over doubled the races of Divinity Original Sin 2, bringing 11 to life in BG3 with 31 sub-races. 10 schools of spells from Divinity is eclipsed by 12 classes and 46 subclasses in Baldur's Gate 3. You cast Chaos with 225 player spells, and now you're gonna have over 600 in Baldur's Gate. Also, we have enjoyed the 45 talents in Divinity Original Sin 2. Now we have 308 passive features which are comparable to talents. It's just a massive undertaking. We know that the game is going to be huge, it's going to be amazing. It was in development for 6 years, I believe. From the early access, we already know that the game is great, but it's going to be, I think it's going to eclipse everything we've seen so far. The one bad information is for our console brothers, which have to wait on the PS5 release a week later than the original plan for September 6th. I kind of understand this decision because, well, they want to polish this version. They don't want any disasters, as there is sometimes with the releases of console games, as we know in the past, like Cyberpunk and stuff like that. So I can understand it. It's a bit sad if you planned to play only on console. It is a week later, but I think it's worth the wait if you want to have the polished version with no bugs, and just make sure that you can have a great experience by yourself or maybe in co-op. So, but for us PC guys, well, this information is just blew me away yesterday when I heard about it. It's one of the best info I heard in this year, or maybe in my life. New level cap, unleash your full potential to level 12. Now we have officially the level cap raised to 12. Originally it was 10, now it's gonna be 12. I know some people are a bit bummed out by this because they were maybe hoping for even a higher level, but honestly level 12 is plenty powerful. It's, if we go any further, we are in the demigod territory, like level 14 plus. It is maybe a little bit disappointing because there is some awesome stuff on level 14, but still, as Larian said, on level 10, they didn't want to stop at level 10 because at level 12 we also gonna unlock some amazing stuff like Chain Lightning, for example, or Planar Allies, some awesome summons. So I can understand fully why they decide on level 12. And remember, there are also mods that probably gonna come weeks or maybe even days after the release, which gonna rise the cap anyway. So this game gonna have just ton of replayability, and I'm sure you're gonna be satisfied with the base game or with the modifications. And also remember, there's probably gonna be DLCs along the way as well, which gonna rise the level cap for sure. So races, we have confirmed Dragonborn and half-orcs. Dragonborn are looking super dope. They surely made some improvements from Divinity Original Sin with our beloved Red Prince and the other lizard folk, which was already, in my opinion looking great. Now Dragonborn are looking even more astonishing. We can have tails, which is also awesome. Half-orcs also look very nice. I must say, I really like those additions. Perhaps I'm gonna play a Dragonborn, if not for my first playthrough, then maybe the next one. We have all the different colors, all the different subclasses and sub-races that they're gonna, of course, provide along with the Dragonborn. We're gonna go into that further in the video. Hulking in size next to any other humanoid races, they bear the unmistakable mark of their draconic heritage, with chromatic and metallic scales reminiscent of the majestic dragons from which they trace their lineage. So we have the sub-races of black, blue, brass, bronze, copper, gold, green, red, silver, and white. More sub-races than any other race in the game. Then we have, tune into the panel from hell on 7th. We're gonna tune in for sure. I'm gonna also stream it on my Twitch channel. If you want to check out my opinion about it, then that's gonna happen for sure as well. We have half-orcs, which are looking very dapper. And of course, they're gonna be focused on, well, you don't have to make him a melee character or a tank, but it's gonna be geared towards that. Half-orcs do some of the highest weapon damage in the game, dealing extra damage crits using triple the dice. Half-orcs are also one of the most resilient races in the game. To quote from the prose of Chumbawamba, they get knocked down but then get up again, as old folks probably know the reference to this song. Thanks to their key abilities, Relentless Endurance, half-orcs are able to beat death once per long rest. This means instead of outright dying when their health is drained, they'll drop to 1 HP. This is reminiscent of Divinity Original Sin's 2 Comeback Kid as a talent, which basically means what it says, that you're not gonna die. If someone hits you below your maximum hit points, you're gonna stay on 1 HP, which is really great. It's gonna make great tanks, it's gonna make great damage dealers, but you know, it's open to your imagination. You can make whatever you want with a half-orc. A smaller addition to our lineup, but no less significant, Duergar are coming in Baldur's Gate 3. The third dwarf subrace will be playable at launch, adding a stoic and subterranean cousin to the dwarven family tree. We're also added a ton of reactivity around those characters, with over 200 new dialogue responses tailored to Duergar kind. This is awesome. We already obviously have the drow, now we have their dwarf counterparts of Duergar that mostly live in the Underdark and are mostly evil, but we'll see what choice of dialogue we're gonna have as a Duergar. This is an amazing addition, I really like it a lot. So now, let's compile all the races available at launch. We have the human, Githyanki, half-orc, dwarf, hill dwarf, mountain dwarf, the newly arrived Duergar, elf, half-elf, high elf and wood elf, Seldarin drow and love drow, the let's say good drows and the bad drows. Tiefling, we have Asmodeus Tiefling, Mephistopheles Tiefling, and Zariel Tiefling. Halflings, we have Lightfoots and we have Stronghearts. Half-elves, now we have Wood Elves, we have High Half-elves, we have Drow Half-elves. Then we have Gnomes with our Rock Gnomes buddies, the Deep Gnomes and the Forest Gnomes. And Dragonborn, we already went through it. We have all the basic chromatic and metallic to choose from. New classes and subclasses. Now, for every class we introduce in early access, we'll be launching with at least one new subclass. That's a total of 46 subclasses, nearly half of them new across all 12 classes, including the new monk class. Now we go to the new class, the monk. The monk that was, well, pretty obvious that it's gonna come in the full edition. And here we go. Monks are masters of manipulating the field of combat, pushing, pulling, and stunning enemies across the battleground using forceful key-powered punches. Their combat style is a balance between fighter and rogue, allowing them to traverse the map effortlessly with Step of the Wind and then strike out with powerful melee blows. Beginning the game with unarmored defense. monks receive an AC of 10 plus their dexterity and wisdom modifiers at level 1. Lighter fare like clubs and quarterstaves, or foregoing weapons altogether in favor of a classic knuckle sandwich, punches that scale up in damage as they level. In combat, they combine light, quick unarmed attacks with weapon attacks, producing beautifully distinctive and stylized combat animations. And we've got to say the animation, obviously, yeah, they're gonna boast about it, but I don't blame them. It really looks great. We're gonna have new gameplay of them for sure on the panel from hell, and here we see fighting a dragon, a bone dragon. I wonder when that's gonna happen. I can't wait. We also did a lot of work house ruling the class. This is also a good information, rebalancing monks and giving them more ki to ensure they feel powerful next to other classes, so we're introducing brand new actions to play with. This is a good information because that means that some of the subclasses will be a bit homebrewed to make sure they are exciting to play, that they are strong. This is really great information. I doubt that there's gonna be even one weak, like truly weak subclass, unplayable subclass. I don't think this is Larian's style. Baldur's Gate 3 features a trio of monastic traditions to choose as your subclass. Monks of the open hand excel at close combat, using special unarmed techniques to manipulate the enemies at hand. At mid-levels, this subclass can charge their attacks with psychic, necrotic, or radiant damage, representing mind, body, and soul. Very thematic. At higher level, we give them Ki Resonating Blast, which infuses punched targets with Ki and can create a chain reaction of explosions across all in-range targets who have also been touched by Ki. So this is your melee variant, pretty much. Shadow monks are stealth ninjas who teleport to and from the shadows, a skill that allows them to stealthily strike enemies and return to the safety of darkness. Finally, monks from the Four Elements subclass are casters who unleash monk variants of spells followed up with a rapid bonus action punch. Those interest me the most. It's gonna be the most gish of the monks, so it's gonna be a combination of spells and melee, which sounds really dope. I can't wait to hear more about it. Through martial arts, a monk attack damage using monk weapons and unarmed attacks will scale with their level. This also gives the monk a bonus to unarmed attack after they attack by punch or by weapon. And if their dexterity is higher than their strength, their dexterity will be used to determine their monk weapon attack rolls and damage. This is excellent information. That means that no matter if you choose the strength path or going more through the dexterity path, you're gonna do acceptable, good damage, and it just means that there's gonna be more variety in builds, which is just great. It incorporates all the stuff from the 5th edition, of course, and it's just, along with some homebrew stuff, which is just gonna make the monk even more exciting. Should your monk become the target of ranged attacks, deflect missiles will allow them to deflect a ranged weapon or thrown item back at their attacker using the new interrupt system added in patch 9. This sounds a little bit like bouncing with your lightsaber back or something like that. It's of course it's we know that monks are like this in D&D, which is just badass. So this is great to hear that it's also gonna be implemented in Baldur's Gate. It's gonna look great. It's gonna be really a great exciting class to play. Let's go through all of the launch classes, skipping the ones we already know in early access and focusing on the new ones. So in Barbarian we have the Wild Magic variant, which is a bit more of our Gishi Barbarian, obviously not a full-fledged mage or anything like that, but it has some counter spell stuff like that, some anti-magic stuff, some stuff that I really wonder how Larian's gonna implement. And then in Druid we have the very anticipated, very requested Spores Druid, which is the circle that is most controversial in the Druid pantheon because it focuses a bit on necromancy, on animating dead, and also making you more beefy in combat. So again, a more of a melee variant, and you also are foregoing your wild shapes in it because you sacrifice your wild shape to give yourself more HP and stuff like that. Very anticipated, can't wait to try it out. Fighter, we have the Champion variant, which is a more critical, critical strike kind of build for the fighter. You have improved critical stuff like that, so more damage. Ranger, we have a Gloomstalker, which is a great subclass. It's one of the best in tabletop D&D because the basic Ranger is considered a bit underpowered in the tabletop. In Baldur's Gate, it's actually a very good class in my opinion, but Gloomstalker has amazing flavor. It mostly comes from Underdark, but not only. And it has some great abilities, thematic abilities that I think gonna fit great in the Baldur's Gate 3 campaign, and also has some great abilities like, for example, causing blindness or making you fight better in darkness, not blindness, I should say, and making others' life more difficult in darkness. So it's a very dope subclass. Then we have Rogue and we have the Assassin, which I really wonder how Larian's gonna implement because it's a very flavorful subclass that is very specific, let's say, in tabletop. So I'm also expecting some homebrewing, but I am glad that it's here because, for example, Artemis Entreri is one of my favorite characters in the Faerun universe, so I'm glad it's here. Not Entreri, but the assassin. Sorcerer, we have Storm Sorcery, which, as the name suggests, is more of our like air sorcerer. You control the weather, you have some thunder, awesome thunder powers and stuff like that. It's very thematic, very cool. And then we have Bard with the College of Swords, which is another one of our Gish characters, one of the more powerful. It's kind of a blade dancer or a skald. So it has really great melee proficiency and also, for example, better dual wielding capabilities, stuff like that. So it's a very strong subclass. Can't wait to play it. It's a great school of magic. A lot of people were anticipating it, so I'm glad it's here. Monk we already went through. Archfey as a warlock, it's the Feywild variant, so let's see what they do with that. Paladin, Vengeance is confirmed. We already knew that because one of the characters in the game is actually a Vengeance Paladin. It has the Vengeance aura, so we kinda soft-headed confirmed that it's in the game. Now we have it officially. Vengeance is a very popular Paladin subclass, so I'm very glad it's here. Cleric has 4 new domains. It has Knowledge, Nature, Tempest, and War. War against, again, more focused on the being in the thick of battle, stuff like that. Nature, probably gonna have an animal companion from the druid, let's say, something like that. So we'll see what's gonna happen in those subclasses. I am very excited. As with most of the subclasses, I really cannot wait for this game, man. Wizard, we have obviously all the schools available. We have Necromancy, also for some reason animating that and stuff like that is very seeked out in the D&D universe and in the CRPG world. So I know a lot of people were very excited to play a Necromancy Wizard. It has some very cool spells like Cloud Kill, stuff like that in the previous Baldur's Gate, so can't wait to cast some spells like that in the Baldur's Gate game as well. Meet your companions. Now we're going through the companions, the new one they announced, and also some revisiting of some of the ones we already knew or expected to be available on the full release. So with the addition of Karlach, our number of origin characters now rises to 6. She will join Astarion, Gale, Shadowheart, Lysael, and Will, like a well-meaning devil fighting bad out of hell, rounding out the moral spectrum of playable characters from good to bad and the shades of grey in between. Larian already said that in the early access they gave us access to most of the, let's say, neutral and gray areas characters, so we can experience the story from both ways and also make an evil playthrough, for example. They didn't want to put us in the goody two-shoes party, so everyone will be pissed at each other. Karlach, despite being, well, not a demon, but a tiefling, obviously, is good aligned. It's going to be a barbarian. Some people were expecting maybe a paladin, but we already have the evil aligned lady that's going to come as a paladin, so Karlach is a barbarian. And I think it's gonna be a great companion. So along with your origin, you can also expect to find 4 companion characters who can join you on your journey. Halsin, the daddy hottie that some people really are fond of. Jaheira, our old, well, how to say it, our cougar, very anticipated companion returning from the previous Baldur's Gate series. I don't know why I said that too much Reddit. Minsk and Mintara. So Minsk, obviously, needs no introduction, and Mintara is our Vengeance Paladin, and it's gonna be our counterpart to Halsin. I doubt you're gonna be able to have both of them at the end of Act 1. You're probably gonna have to choose between the goody tree-hugger hottie Halsin and the evil Mintara. So let's see what you choose. While we initially planned to lock players in with a core crew of companions past Act 1, we nixed that plan in favor of a buffet approach to team selection. We also know that it's a very good information because, for example, in Divinity Original Sin, you were hard locked into the characters you picked at the end of Act 1 because the other, spoilers alert, died. So it was originally the plan for Baldur's Gate 3 as well, but gladly they opted out of it, and now all of the companions gonna journey with us throughout the whole game. You will be able to change them during the game. It's an amazing information in my opinion. It doesn't lock you into the characters that you liked in Act 1. You can choose later who you want to experience the game with. Also increases replayability and everything else. I forgot to mention we have 3 brand new screenshots. First of Jaheira, who looks grumpy as ever in full HD. I think she looks awesome. I can't wait to see what she says to us when we finally meet her in the game. We have Minsk, who I cannot unsee looks a bit like like Joe Rogan, and we have Karlach, who looks beautiful. Great to see them in full HD, how they're gonna look. Karlach, for example, went through a lot of changes during the early access, so I think that the final look just looks great. And we also have finding your feat. Nice play on words, Larian. Every so often as you level, you'll have the chance to improve your ability score with a new feat, an upgrade that gives unique advantages to your character. At launch, you'll have a total of 37 possible feats to choose from, and most of those will be completely new to the game at launch. As we know, we have new feats to choose at level 4 so far. Then we're gonna have, during the full game, we're gonna have another one to choose from at level 8, and then at level 12. So we're gonna have a total of 3 to choose from. There are some interesting choices here added: Actor, Alert, Charger, Crossbow Expert, Dungeon Delver, Durable, Elemental Adept, Heavy Armor Master, Lucky, Mage Slayer, Medium Armor Master, Observant, Performer, Polearm Master, Resilient, Ritual Caster, Savage Attacker, Sentinel, Sharpshooter, which is your equivalent of how was it called? Great Weapon Master for the melee variant, so you trade less chance to hit for massive damage. It was very requested, so I'm glad it's here. Spell Sniper, Tavern Brawler, and Warcaster, also very requested talent, or feat as I should say, properly. Very nice selection. We'll see if something else comes in the panel from hell soon. New spells coming in 1.0, over 600 player spells and sub spells at launch. This is amazing. This is gonna I'm gonna go through all of this probably in my future videos. I'm gonna probably do something like this, that I'm gonna compare them to the tabletop version. As for now, as we don't have the versions in the game, I'm just gonna try to brainstorm what I think gonna happen in how the spell's gonna be, how good basically they're gonna be in the game, and just go through them. What can we expect from here? Oh, we have our Cloud Kill, for example. We have Ice Knives. We have the Paladin's Crusaders Mantle. We have the Druid Sunbeam, stuff like that. In D&D 5th edition, the spells are always categorized this way, so don't think that you have to be a mage or multi-class a Paladin to a mage to have Crusaders Mantle or something because it says evocation. No, it's just the subclass that it's in. This is how spells work in 5th edition, so don't worry. Those spells are not exclusive to the mage. Obviously, it's all of the certain spells are in different classes. Difficulty levels and rules. We have 3 difficulties that's going to be available to us. This is great information. If you prefer the more story approach, you have the story mode. In this mode, friendly NPCs are harder to kill. The trader prices are at 20% discount, and you'll begin the game with 2+2 starting proficiency bonus. Hardcore mode then is where you test your mettle. In this mode, enemy lethality is cranked up to brutal, ensuring that enemy AI are stronger, will prioritize squishier targets with low AC, and will seize opportunities to go in for the kill. So probably when your character is downed, they're gonna try to kill it. Very, well, scary. Additionally, many adjustments have been made to the fights themselves, specifically for hardcore mode, with certain enemies receiving additional support through reinforcements, spells, or consumable items. This is the most exciting for me. I'm for sure gonna play through hardcore. This just the addition of some abilities and more enemies to kill, as it just sounds exciting to me, kind of like Tactician in Divinity. So I just can't wait to try it out. But if you prefer normal mode, more chill mode, or even a story mode, it's available to you. So cool that everyone will be satisfied and everyone can go through the story at their own pace. Truly global release. Script roughly 2 million words in length. Translating Baldur's Gate 3 was no easy task, but thanks to incredible team of 200 strong, they translated to 13 languages listed here. This is just amazing. Collector's edition, I wish I could afford it. It just looks amazing with the statue and the cards and the player characters and everything. This is the sheets. It just looks awesome. I'm jealous for everyone that had the opportunity to pre-order it. It's just amazing. Remember, it's gonna come on August 31st. Because obviously they're not gonna ship it 4 weeks earlier when they move the date, because they probably has to produce it, you know, everything that comes with shipping and everything. So to make sure that everyone gets it, you're gonna get it if you pre-order the collector's edition on the 31st of August, more or less. So this is great. There's gonna be no delay. Remember that we have the 72-hour early access before before the early access, but before the release on August 3rd. So as I said, I believe that's 31st of July we're gonna be able to play on PC, which is just I can't wait. I just can't wait. I can't wait to share it with you guys. I hope you're gonna come back to this channel and also to my Twitch channel when I'm gonna play through it. for sure multiple times. I'm a big nerd on D&D. I just love those kind of games, and Baldur's Gate 3 is just a dream come true. I love that Larian is doing this game, and I wish honestly I started recording sooner about all of this, but better late than never, I guess. I hope you guys gonna return to this channel, and we're gonna talk more about the game, and I'm gonna also do some guides, because I just love doing this as well, and I love theory crafting all the different builds, so I'm gonna do that with you guys. I also know that somewhere here was mentioned that the script for the characters that talk will be 3 times the length of all of the Lord of the Rings movies. So there's gonna be so much dialogue, there's gonna be so much stuff in this game, so much flavor, just so much story, that I just cannot wait, and I hope you will enjoy it with me. I hope to see you soon in the next video, and thank you very much for watching. Let me know how did you like it. Should I improve something? For sure, a lot of stuff. So I'm open to critique. If the video was terrible to watch, tell me. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I want all the opinions I can get, because I want to make this channel good in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.